Welcome to Private Money Secrets. I'm Keith Yackey and I'm your host, and all we talk about here is private money, real estate, and some other fun stuff. Grab your favorite beverage. Let's dive in. Why is personal growth so damn hard? Well, the reason why I believe personal growth is so damn hard is because we don't actually know when it's happening. Or when it's happening, we mistake it for something else. What do you mean, Keith? And why are you talking about personal growth? I thought this was about private money. Well, there's a fundamental belief that I hold to in that you don't have business problems. You have personal problems that show up in your business. Plain and simple. So the fastest way to grow your business is to grow yourself. How you think, who you're around, and the way you show up, your attitude and your effort. And the reason why it's so hard is because, we don't really recognize or understand when it's happening or how it's happening. And oftentimes we mistake when it's happening with something that it isn't. Let me explain. If you go to the gym, you throw on some weights, you're experiencing resistance. You know exactly what that is. And you're like, all right, my muscle will grow after this resistance. But the growing doesn't happen in the resistance. It happens after the resistance as it's being built back up. We get that. That makes sense. Okay. When do you usually grow in your relationship? There's some friction or some faction that goes down, an argument. And then usually you come together, I'm so sorry, and then you start to explain to each other what happened, and you start to work through it. And what happens after the tearing down? You build back better. When you invest in something monetarily, you spend money and it looks like it's going out, but you're usually sending it out so it comes back with more. We get this concept of resistance, or we get this concept of investment in about every other area of our life. But when it comes to personal growth, that growth happens the exact same way, yet we don't interpret it the same. When things get difficult in our life, we start wondering, what did I do wrong? How do I fix it? Or how do I eliminate or get out of this temporary pain? When usually the reason for that pain is resistance that you have to push through and grow through. Not everything works out the way you want it to. Not everything goes the way you want it to. And what I've found is some of the darkest times or hardest days are the days that I start to pay attention a lot closer. And I recognize and realize, had I paid attention earlier, I actually may not have been in this mess. But the truth of the matter is, going through this mess is what's getting me more hyper aware and more laser focused on what I really want. And that's the resistance. The tough times you're going through are what's causing you to become hyper aware of stuff that is either dragging you down, causing you not to be at your best, or causing some sort of pain or problem in your life. And you're going through this and it's trying to show you through this resistance, hey man, we need to change this. We need to adjust this. We need to get rid of that. So that way you can continue to grow. And when I say change this, get rid of that, oftentimes it's, oftentimes it's horrible attitudes. Oftentimes it's incorrect perspectives. Oftentimes it's people or surroundings that you should no longer be involved in or around. So we look at resistance as a good thing in every other area of our life, but in our personal development, we look at resistance and go, what am I doing wrong? When in fact, you might be doing everything right. Of course, only you can know that, and of course, only time will be able to tell. But next time, rather than say, how do I get out of this? Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? What is this teaching me? We far too often want to blame others. Oh, this didn't work out. So we start to look at, well, whose fault was it? Whose fault was it? Whose fault was it? Rather than, what can I learn from this so it doesn't happen again? I used to be horrible at planning. Horrible. And I would find myself in situations where I realized, oh man, if I had only planned, this would have been better. And so the resistance did what? It showed me, Keith, you are lacking growth and maturity in your planning. And so the resistance came up, showed me, Keith, you're lacking in those areas. You need to shore that up. You need to build in better habits or plans or better actions so that this doesn't happen again. So what happened? I grew. If you haven't noticed, we're pretty dense human beings. Have you noticed that? We're not super, super bright. And oftentimes we'll only take action in the most dire of situations. When things get all the way done, you have a heart attack and the doctor says you need to stop smoking or else you're going to die. We stop. Or you get morbidly obese or you get fat to where you no longer want to take pictures in front of anybody or take your shirt off. And then you go, oh my God, I need to really diet. Or a reunion's coming up or a big show or you're going to see a lot of people or a wedding or whatever. And you're like, oh my God, I got to really get in shape. It's these drastic, dire, attempts that humans are normally and consistently taking. And yet, their growth is quick, but short-lived because it's just a dire situation to try and, oh my God, I got to fix this. When in reality, you need to use these situations to change your habits moving forward. That's where growth comes from. Growth comes from resistance. Growth comes from, shit, I'm not doing this right. It has gone awry, which means I did something wrong. I need to figure out how to do this right. I need a different approach. That's where growth comes from. It happens in business. It happens in personal relationships. It happens in everything. So if you're getting resistance in your approach, in your life, in your business, then you need to stop and consider, how can I do this better? How can I do this different? Because what's the way I'm doing it right now isn't working. That's what personal growth is. That's it. That's it. So next time you're getting resistance, ask yourself, what do I need to change? What do I need to learn? What is this resistance trying to teach me? Because my personal development muscles are aching, yearning, longing, requesting to grow. And that's what I need to do. Take care. All right, so if you're wanting to learn how to raise more private money, go to www.privatemoneypro.com, www.privatemoneypro.com, where I can show you how to be a private money pro. Take care and go rock it.